We're back.
It's only been, what, 4... Has it been 4 years or like 4.5 years?
4 years. That's close enough.
Yeah.
What the fuck is up, Euphorians?
What's up, Euphorians? This feels weird. I feel like my voice is kind of matured. I don't have as
Off
much...
to a stupid start.
I don't have as much vocal fry.
Oh, no, I'm sure it's still in effect.
I've been working on it.
I'm sure the fans will, the haters will roast you for it, as usual.
Bring it. Don't care.
Yep, cool. Wow, what a hiatus.
Such a hiatus.
Who knew it would be 4 years when we wrapped up season 2?
I know, and I mean, everything's changed, not just Euphoria, but like the podcasting world in itself. I was looking through some of our old footage, and I was just like, wow, like everything has changed so much in terms of what podcasting looks like. When we were doing it, no one like had a podcast. Now it's like everyone and their mom has a podcast. Like it is the default. If you're not doing anything in your career, you have a podcast.
No, I feel like we already hit peak podcasting though. Like there was like the era where it was like the Obamas have a podcast, like Harry and his wife have a podcast, and then that kind of like tanked and like none of that worked out. So now I feel like we're on the decline where less people have podcasts than a couple years ago.
Sure.
The bubble burst a little
compared
bit.
to when we started though, like it's insane.
Yeah, we really have been through it. Like, you know, we were
The
here when no one
roller
did, we were there when everyone did, and I feel like we're on the backside now where it's less and less people, I think, lately.
Yeah, I agree. But not only have we been on a hiatus, Euphoria has been out of mind, out of sight for so long that I'm overwhelmed. It's like, so we haven't podcasted in 4 years, and we haven't thought about Euphoria.
We basically ignored Euphoria for like 4 years.
Ignored it. So I think, with that being said, we need to get into some cooks.
Well, it feels good to be back. Hell yeah. Let's pop some cooks, baby.
Definite liquid courage.
The tradition.
Alex is going to get us set up. But,
The tradition remains strong.
Taking his time opening the cooks, because as we know...
You can't watch Euphoria without cooks.
I'm like, be careful. I'm scared. I hate when you shoot that thing at me.
I'm not going to shoot it.
I should try and get the sound on the mic. I'm just kidding. I don't want to break the mic.
We'll get the sound of it
post-edit.
pouring, you know.
Post-edit. That's what podcasters say.
Is that what they say?
That's what they say.
Cool.
Okay, you have to warn me though when you pop it. I hate this. You would think I'd be used to this, but I'm never used to it. You're supposed to make it whisper. That's how you know you're good.
I know.
And we're going really classy. Oh, I gotta cover my ears. Oh my god. It's also... Oh my god!
So
oh my
much
god,
for the
imagine it
whispering.
explodes.
No
Oh, beautiful!
No bubbles though.
Okay, we're going really classy. Classy, always over here. That's so euphoric. Wow, thank you, Alex. The sound of that.
You're so
That's
welcome.
like a little sip.
Well, you gotta let the phone go down a little bit, you know?
Thank you. It's also like 1,000 degrees in this studio. I'm actually sweating. I feel like pouring this on my body.
We're in the cave over here.
Alright, well this is a much needed toast.
Alright, cheers.
Also, cheers to That's So Euphoric, but I also feel like we should pour one out for Eric Dane, Angus Cloud, and then Kevin Turin, I think is his last name. Yeah, the producer.
We have a lot of things, yeah.
But yeah, I
First,
think it's only right.
I would say first, yeah, cheers to them. For
Cheers
sure.
to them.
Agree.
Oh, that's good. Cal made the right choice in season 1 with
I'll
this.
also say, cheers to the fans.
Oh?
I've been genuinely kind of touched by the way that people have sent us messages lately saying they're excited for it to be back. Like, I didn't expect that at all. I figured in 4 years everyone would just fucking forget about us. So it's been kind of cute and sweet seeing people, like, give a shit.
That's really
so,
sweet.
cheers to the fans.
Cheers. Pour one out for the fans.
And then, one more for Euphoria.
Oh my god.
We're back.
I keep going to put it down. You're gonna get me drunk before we start.
Alright, that's all.
It's not possible.
That's
Let's
sufficient.
be honest. Oh, okay. That cook smells good though. Tastes good. I'm feeling refreshed. But yeah, no, it's wild. I'm literally the most overwhelmed I have ever been. This is just crazy. I don't know where to start other than wow, Euphoria has been a shit show without the show even beginning. There has been so much shit that's gone down in like the past month. I feel like during the hiatus, a lot's happened, sure, but especially within the month leading up to this, I think it's just amplified by like 1,000.
Yeah.
Like, I told Alex, to be fully transparent, I told Alex, I said, this season I really want to like switch gears. Like, I want to be more attentive to the actual episode itself and not like base too much of the episode on like gossip, on like the cast, because like we had fun doing that.
Focus on the art.
Yes,
you know?
the art.
Yeah.
We wanted to elevate the pod, if you will.
I agree.
But I still agree. But as you remember when I said that, to be fair, like, not this much news had come out. Like, I did not expect Labrinth to come out and be like, double fuck Euphoria. I didn't really know that Sydney Sweeney was going to just go completely insane. I didn't know.
Full Nazi.
Yeah, like, it's just, it's a lot to, like, unpack. So, this episode, I feel like we kind of have to talk about it, like, especially because a lot of our listeners were like, I hope you, like, give your take on this, because we can be pretty sassy.
Sure,
So I think people want to hear what we have to, say, and I personally want to talk about it. I would be absolutely lying.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
What are our major subjects?
But for future, I hope that, like, we are going to try this season, though, like, genuinely, unless, like, bullshit just keeps rolling in. Alex and I both have, like, talked about how we want this to be more focused on the show and more on the fictional characters than, like, the cast. Like, it's like, let them be. We just want to get into Euphoria. But that being said, I mean, yeah, we'll start. I feel like I have to start with Labrinth since I dropped that, like, I feel like that was the most shocking personally to me. Like, I'll let you say it otherwise, but that was crazy. Like,
what's Euphoria without Labrinth? Like, I know I'm on record not loving his music for the show, but you could never deny that he created a very unique sonic identity for Euphoria that is, like, explicitly Euphoria. You immediately associate that sound with the show. So to lose, like, someone that was so tied to it, especially, like, not just creating the music, but he's literally in it.
He's acting in it.
In the show
at times. Season 2?
So, to lose someone that was that integral to the show is a substantial loss, I would say. We'll see how it all plays out, but...
Yeah, and I don't... Of course, like, we know nothing, right? We don't know what really happened. All we can look at is what he's been saying online. So, I mean, there's been so many rumors, and I'm not here to, like, say what I think happened. It's more that I can say without diving into the episode yet. I'd be interested to hear your take on this. I'm already kind of bummed. I'm not going to lie. I think I do kind of miss his sound in season 3 already, and it's just starting. Not the entire episode. Like, I don't need all the like every minute, like all the whooping, and I really don't. Like, I have, like, matured in that way. I get that, like, as the show progresses, it's less needed maybe because it's not high school, it's not just partying, it is, like, maturing. So I'm not needing it every second, but I do kind of miss it. Like, I do think it's, like, missing that little euphoric touch.
There was once in the episode where I, like, thought it was about to come in. Like, I expected his song to, like, come on. And so I guess, like...
That's funny.
That just speaks to, like, how closely associated it is that I, like, expected that, musical cue to, like, drop in at a certain point.
I mean, I feel like with this season so far... The whole Western theme, it's like, like, that's what I meant by I don't really picture needing all the Labrinth, like, typical elements, but that being said, I'm like, it just doesn't feel the same without him at all.
Sure.
And I fully back Labrinth. I love him so much. I've seen him live. Like, we've only spoken highly of him on the show, so yeah, like, I feel sorry for him. Like, if he says double fuck Euphoria, I'm pretty, like, something must have gone down. Like, I don't think he would just put that out there. He's not giving that type of personality. He's always been very humble, like, very calm, not on social media a lot. So, who knows? Maybe him and Hans gotten, like, a fist fight. Have you been seeing the Hans Zimmer memes?
No.
There's all these funny, like, memes of him, like, shirtless, like, leading an orchestra, and it's, like, Hans Zimmer, like, cracked out on coke, like, getting ready for Euphoria.
Damn, he was doing his research.
Yeah, so...
Alright. Yeah, I mean... We don't know the details yet, but knowing how disputes between artists and labels or studios go, it's pretty much always the artist that's on the right side of that, so
sure.
I'm inclined to be
Team Lab for life.
Extra supportive of Labrinth because I believe he probably got fucked in some way.
He definitely did. So, Labrinth, if you hear us, we love you and we support you. And the show's not the same without you. But double fuck Euphoria is a little strong, so I won't say that. But you can say it, King. You say it.
So what else?
What else? I mean, I feel like the premiere, we'd be remiss not bringing up anything about it. It definitely was a little weird. Just every interaction was so off. And it does make you kind of, like, wonder, like, what the hell is going on behind the scenes? Like, I know nothing. And Alex makes a good point. Whenever I, like, tell him any stories, you're always like, it's just rumor mill. Like, it's just bullshit. Like, none of it is confirmed. Meaning you don't get as interested as I do. I get, like, amped. I'm like, oh my god, like, people saw, like...
People just read so much into it. Any one of those, like, awkward interactions could just be, like, an awkward interaction. Like, it doesn't always mean that there's, like, you know, all this personal history and beef behind it. And we don't fucking know. So until I, like, know more, I'm just not that interested. Like,
but I am. I'm like, ooh, like, I'll rewatch a video, like, 5 times and, like, read all the comments and be like, yes. Like, I see it. But that's because I have my own take on it. Like, I was telling Alex, like, there are, like, valid, like, remarks on how that premiere went. And I'm like, yeah, like, there were times when, like, Sydney would be tapping Alexa's shoulder and she would look at her like, I couldn't give a shit about you right now, sure. But I'm going to be professional and just say hello.
I mean, we can probably agree that everybody to some degree has some tension with her, given her, you know, the personal politics that have developed for her over the last few years.
I mean,
that one's pretty, I would say that's like the least rumory of everything. Like,
sure.
I bet a lot of these, like, you know, queer artists are probably not super happy with her, understandably.
No. I literally wrote in my notes, like, Sydney Sweeney, where to start. Because it's like, I don't need to spend all my time on her, like, and I don't really want to. Also, I realized in our past episodes, if you re-listen, which we have not in a while, because it's been 4 fucking years and we're not listening to our own selves, but if you listen to our most recent, we just go in on her on a bunch of stuff. Totally. So I'm like, we were a little, like, not ahead of the times, but we definitely, like, saw her downfall kind of coming.
I mean, we ripped her for the MAGA birthday party.
Yeah, we did.
And
that
people
were really soft on that. Like, people were kind of forgiving, and you were definitely pretty hard on it. So I think...
That was just the beginning. We didn't know.
This is just the beginning.
We were just scratching the surface back then.
That is right. This is just the beginning.
Yeah.
No, so I don't really need to go too deep on that. I feel like as the season progresses, it'll probably come up without even needing to. But the only other thing that is, like, kind of makes me bummed and, like, is weird to me is the whole, like, Zendaya, Sam Levinson supposed fallout. I will be honest, before the premiere, I definitely was like, that's bullshit. Like, that's just a complete rumor. I don't see it. And now that the show's starting... It is weird to me. Like, I don't feel like Zendaya's promoted it that much. I haven't really seen her talk about it as much as, like, she used to with, like, the excitement she used to have for it. I think it's very robotic. Like, anytime she's done interviews, to be fair, she's doing, like, 8 movies, but, like, Euphoria's huge. Like, that's, like, her big thing. It's, like, her claim to her fame, I guess, if you want to say. Like... She was doing stuff before, but, you know, it was a big deal, and it makes me a little bummed, and we'll get into it later, but there's a lot circulating about Sam, so it does make me, like, wonder. She's just so, like, legit, and I do think she's a professional, so it kind of, I can't help but kind of wonder, like, there's gotta be something in the water.
I don't know.
I
feel like there's far too little real information about this for me to have any opinion on it.
Same, and I'm not too interested, like, again, like, rehashing anything, but I personally am, like, bummed about it, and I know fans are too. Like, it's not fun to see, like, the creator of your favorite show dodge, like, the actor on the carpet. You're like, oh damn, like, shit's going down. They don't seem to be homies anymore.
Whatever. It could literally just be creative differences. They argued for, like, how long about what length the time jump should be and how to do the next season and stuff. Yeah. I mean, that was going on forever and ever. They could have just had very differing opinions about what the 3rd season should look like. It could be as simple as that, or it could be super shady. Who the hell knows?
Yeah. Were there any other funny rumors before I bring up some headlines? Because I actually wanted to surprise you with reading you some of the headlines before we, like, really dive into that episode.
No, I mean, Nothing
You
on
love
my
rumors!
end. Nothing on
You
my
love
end.
cast drama. No, nothing?
No. Jacob
Okay.
Elordi was nominated for an Oscar. That's cool.
Yeah, okay. I'll bring to that. He's been killing it.
Sure.
Talk about one of them that's, like, taking advantage of their career pathing. Like, I feel like he's the only one, in my opinion, other than Zendaya, of course, that's, like, really, like, skyrocketed to fame, but in a cool way. Like, has done shit that you and I, like, have really enjoyed.
He was in O Canada, directed by Paul Schrader, one of my favorite directors.
Yeah.
That was cool.
He was good in that.
Frankenstein was cool.
He was so good in that.
What else has he done that's been
Wuthering
interesting?
Heights, which I saw. Alex did not.
Don't care
Big
about
shocker. It was very prude. It was not Euphoria, I'll say that. It was kind of boring. But he was, I told you though, he carried it on his back. Like, he was the only one I liked in it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, he's done a ton.
Yeah.
He also did that one really weird one that we did like. I forgot the director's name, but it was really bizarre and we saw it in theaters. I'll bring it up later if we can't remember it, but it was like really,
what was it
bizarre.
about?
It was all over the place. Like, there was a main girl as the lead.
You're talking about the Sweeties? Was he in that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he was in that.
Yep,
He's
that was
been in a
good.
lot.
I liked that too.
Yeah, Saltburn. You didn't like, I liked.
I did not like Saltburn.
What's the other big one? Anyways.
Whatever, he's done well.
Yeah, his catalog is great.
Good job.
Good resume, Jacob.
Yeah,
Loving it.
impressed.
A long way from Kissing Booth, 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Never forget Kissing Booth.
Forget it.
No, never forget it. Never forget where you came from, you know? Never forget it.
Australia?
Okay, but anyways. So let me bring up these headlines.
Yeah,
because I'm like, before we dive in, I will be honest, I'm not surprised, actually. Every season, I feel like people are very negative. Mm-hmm. People meaning the press. Like, I didn't pull fan because I'm, no offense, like, fans. Okay. Like, you either watch it because you like it or you don't, and that's fine, but...
I mean, the fans only saw it with
one
less
episode.
than 12 hours ago, so...
Sure. But, okay. I'm just going to read you some things, and I would like to see your genuine reaction, because some of these are, like, really crazy and harsh. Okay, The Guardian.
Okay.
It's a grubby, humorless work of torture porn that's obsessed with and repulsed by sex work.
Wow.
That is the, like, headlining, like...
I mean,
phrase.
I guess the one thing that's going to be hard to judge about any of these is that they've seen 3 episodes and we've seen 1. Because that's how many the critics were shown. So, I mean, obviously there's, like, barely any... There's probably 0 sex work. Maybe a little bit in episode 1, right? I'm assuming they're referring to Jules, but episode 1 didn't really have...
Well, I think they're categorizing oddly
I guess,
enough,
like,
Cassie as
Sweeney
sex
talking
work.
about doing OnlyFans, but
Yeah.
nothing's really happened yet in episode 1. So I'm guessing this is, like, a reference to the upcoming episodes. So it's hard to have an opinion. Episode 1, I don't think
you think that's
reflects
kind of a drastic,
any
like,
of that.
review, though?
I certainly don't feel like it's humorless. It's very, it's just
funny.
as, like, irreverent and, like, you know, intentionally over the top as it's always been. So I can't say I think it's humorless, and I'll be really surprised if it goes torture porn, because even though it's been graphic, it's never been super graphically violent at length. Like, there have certainly been graphically violent, you know, scenes with flashes of violence, but, like, it's never been, like, this extended, like, torture porn exercise with a ton of whatever graphic violence, I guess.
I'm continuously surprised, I will say, just how we're still here, I guess, in terms of people having reviews that are based on, like, the explicitness of the show. I'm kind of like, hello, like, aren't we...
Grow up.
2 seasons. Yes, there's gonna be boobs. Yes, there's gonna be sex. Yes, there's drugs.
It's just stupid.
Crazy.
It's
like,
disappointing.
That's what the whole show's
disappointing
about.
At this point, I would say.
Yeah, I do feel like it's a little crazy. Okay, so that's a lot, though. Then there is, the show has lost its, this is the BBC, which we don't really give a fuck about, but...
Let me hear it anyways, but yeah,
The show has lost its zeitgeisty edge. Euphoria has become a series with very little to say. None of it is audacious or compelling. Based on 3 episodes of 8 that HBO made available in advance, it is a strained attempt to make the closed circle of friends it follows, now in their early 20s, somehow the same but only different. Again, we have only seen 1, but even on the 1 based on it, I'm kind of like, who cares about the friends?
I mean, also,
Isn't that
like,
the point of moving on? You don't stay close with your high school friends, but we're still following these characters, but like, who gives a fuck if they're not hanging out and it's not the same? Like, no shit, isn't that real life?
Yeah, I guess I also appreciate that it's departed from being like very zeitgeisty, because I feel like it's like a flash in the pan thing. If you like make something that's so like kind of like revelatory or influential, like season 1, the more you like chase that, you're just gonna fail, because you're never gonna like be able to replicate that, because something like that is kind of naturalistic.
Sure.
And I like that season 2 didn't try to like chase that, and I think season 3 also is not, and is probably going even further away from it, which I think is smart, because it's like, if you just keep trying to be like this like sexy, edgy like teen drug show, it's gonna just start to feel like, you know, kind of like a retread, and you're never gonna be as like cool or edgy or hot as you were in season 1, when it really was like the new thing. Like, you're always gonna have to top yourself to remain relevant or interesting if you're pursuing just being like zeitgeisty. So like, who cares about that? I think the point is to like make a good show that's like cool and interesting, and
exactly,
who gives a fuck about how zeitgeisty it is?
I thought that was silly. I just didn't.
Yeah.
Again, I think these are all kind of the cut. This was just funny. It says, "Do we really need all the pup play on Euphoria?" I think I love it.
It's real. There really is like a girl that's like a dog, like a hoey like dog, like
I mean,
influencer, and like Sweeney or Cassie would absolutely try to replicate something dumb like that to chase fame.
That's also like, we don't kink shame around here.
I'm not surprised by that. No, yeah.
There's gotta be a lot of young spry men that like the pup play.
The puppy girls, yeah, sure.
Pup play.
Sure. So, I think that's a different thing, but that's right.
Okay, fine. You know what I was surprised? The Times actually gave it like the best review, and I feel like I thought they were gonna be kind of out of touch, since we're always like, the Times isn't the best anymore. Like, they don't do the best job of reporting.
No.
But they said this is Euphoria with a much wider canvas. Before, it was a slicky, stylish, Instagram-friendly tale of various teenagers from a middle-class suburb in Los Angeles doing irresponsible things. Now they are in their 20s, and the terrifying expanse of adult life symbolized by the dusty desert lies ahead. But while the stage is set for more heartbreak and danger, you also sense that the show has grown up, along with its ensemble. Nice. In the first episode,
that seems to track for the first.
That tracks for me.
Sure.
That's
same.
like the sentiment that I carried out of the pilot, but...
Agree.
But yeah, I don't need to go more down the rabbit hole, but there's so many more, and I will be honest, so far, like, the critics are being very harsh. Like, The Times was the nicest one I saw that made the most sense with how we felt watching it. Which, by the way, I should state, we purposely did not talk about this episode at all, so this is the first time Alex and I are talking about it, which... I'm a chatterbox. You all know. It's been very difficult. But I will say it's been even harder for you, weirdly. You've been, like, wanting to talk to me about it over and over. I'm like, shit, no.
I know, because now I'm a big fan.
I know,
Season 2 made me such a big fan, which I guess I should say right now. We just rewatched Season 2 right before this. And, you know I was very positive about Season 2 when we reviewed last, but rewatching it, Episode 7 and Episode 8 are two of, I think, some of the best episodes of TV ever. And I came away from Episode 8 like, holy shit, what a fucking amazing episode. So I guess all I'm saying is, like, I know I was positive about it, but I don't even know if I was adequately, like, pro Season 2. I really think it's a very, 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 very good, high quality, impressive, emotional piece of work that I consider Season 2 one of the best like seasons of TV ever.
I agree.
Top 20.
You're not the only one. A lot of people say that.
Top 15, top 10 maybe. It's crazy. Yeah. It's incredibly strong.
I mean, it's just so beautiful. Like, everything.
Yeah. I don't know if I praised it enough, I guess is what I'm saying.
You probably
did. It really is excellent. So
you probably didn't, and I did. But
well, you're out of the Times. That's all.
No, but so we haven't really talked much, so this is going to be like a genuine raw reaction to this episode between Alex and I, because I was like, before we would talk about it a lot, and then we'd get on here and felt like we were almost like reenacting what we had already talked about. So now I'm like glad that we're doing this.
It's all organic, baby.
Yeah,
let's go.
so authentic.
We're set on that.
Just you're telling my truth.
I'm speaking my truth.
Alex and I have been like joking about how much we just fucking hate like lately the therapy talk mixed in with like anything like podcasting, influencing. It's just annoying. Like.
Just in general.
Just shut up. Like, authenticity, if I hear that word one more time.
Oh, no. Accountability. That's
That
the
one
really
too.
bad one.
Alex, you need to take accountability.
Taking accountability doesn't mean just saying, I'm taking accountability. You actually have to, like, do something.
You actually have to act. You have to change.
Yeah.
You know what could... Sydney Sweeney can maybe take a lesson there. But anyways, we said we wouldn't go down that path.
Anyway.
But... I already lost my train of thought. What was I even talking about before I said any
I think that's it. I think we were just prefacing that we haven't talked about this yet, and it's on. Let's go.
We watched season 2.
We did, yeah.
And yes, all the reviews have been very negative. I disagree from episode 1, and I feel like we gotta dive in because I actually...
Yeah.
I want to hear just, like, first impression from you. Like, give, like, if you had to give a headline, like what I just read to you, what would be your, like, snippet? I'm putting you on the spot, but like, and it doesn't have to be perfect. But what was your first impression of the episode? I can go first.
I mean, I loved it. Like, I thought it was excellent. In terms of like, you know,
like if you were writing like a jaunty headline, like something silly, like.
Oh, I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I mean, okay. I guess I'll hear it. I'll talk about this a little later, but it's going in a very particular direction that I think it's mirroring a specific like subgenre of film that I really like, but I'll talk about that a little later. But I don't know, I'm stoked. I think it's just looks to be like the same great TV making in a new direction. Story's going in a new direction, but the quality and the artistry is still there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think if I'm thinking of like all of Euphoria, the first episode to me is similar to the first episode of season 1, the first episode of season 2. Like, it was very captivating, very elevated. Mm-hmm. I'm laughing that you said like TV making, because I always almost say
movie making.
No, I almost say filmmaking because I do elevate it.
It's a stupid thing to say, but
no. I'm saying I think it's interesting because my brain always thinks of Euphoria as a film, and to me that speaks to like how well it's done.
Wow.
Because it's like movie. It is like making a movie. It's beautifully shot. It's just a lot more elevated. Like some of the TV out there right now, I'm just like, oh.
I mean, they pretty much are. It's probably closer to filmmaking. Like any of these, like HBO. Super. It depends on the one, but some of the more like really interesting or avant-garde like limited series of our time I think are closer to movies.
Yeah.
Like we were just talking about Too Old to Die Young. Every episode of that show is like 90 minutes to like 2 hours. So yeah, you are just making movies, and I think Euphoria is similar in that it's like, who gives a fuck how long the episode is.
Sure.
The lengths vary, and they all kind of are like mini movies. Plus they're like now, well, last season too, but they're shooting on film. Mm-hmm. It's probably closer to making a long movie than it is to making what we would consider like TV.
Sure. But that was just my first like takeaway, is I just feel like it's always becoming more and more elevated somehow. It blows my mind. But
what were you telling me about the film they used in this season? When they like developed like a brand new like Kodak, like
I think they're just releasing
like a custom Kodak film or something.
Yeah, I could look up the type, but it's essentially, though, I think it is what they used in season 2 as well. I think they just weren't like showcasing it or like allowing it to be sold to the public. I'm not positive, but I think Marcel, who's so good at all of this and does all the cinematography, I think it's the same that they used in season 2, if I'm not mistaken, but I would definitely have to do a double check on that.
Well, it looks good.
It looks so good. I mean, that's the first thing I always think, is the visuals are just like insane. But the episode opens with Rue, and is she on her journey. She's on her drug mule journey.
She is on her journey. Yup. She's crossing the border.
Also, can I get some more Cokes?
Of course.
Right. Again. Oh, I don't want yours to spill.
Mine's empty. Hold your glass.
I'll do yours first. Euphorians, you know us. There's no professionalism involved in this. Nothing's changed. Just kidding. This is very professional. Look
This
at
is such a profesh setup.
Look at this. Influencer.
Alright, give me yours.
You barely poured any. But yes, so Rue is definitely, she is, I'll be honest, like, I'm loving it. I feel like it makes so much sense. It's, okay, I'm going to get out my notes before I dive in too deep, but one of my notes I literally wrote, controversial take, but I kind of think Rue is a really good drug mule. Like, I know we were joking that, like, she's kind of bad, but I'm like, no, give me a second.
Alright.
She's, to me, giving, like, charisma of, like, someone who fakes it till they make it. Like, the way she, like, it's later in the show, but, like, when she talks to Alamo and, like, has this conversation, she's very charming, I guess, is what I mean. Like, I could see it either going really south, but sometimes I'm like, you're kind of, like, I get it. I get why people, like, want to keep you around and are, like, cool with you for a while. Like, the suitcase lady, I can never remember her. Lori. I don't know. I just get this sense that she's likable. Like, I
Rue
think
is
people almost,
kind
like,
of a
like
good
her, you
drug
know?
mule.
They're like, okay, like, I guess she's not a good drug mule, but she's a likable drug. That's a better way to say it. She's a likable drug mule.
She
like,
has certain qualities that are beneficial. Like, I agree, she is charismatic, and she also doesn't really crack under pressure. Because she doesn't really give a fuck if she lives or dies. So that gives her a little edge in that she doesn't crack as much or worry as much as other people might. But because she doesn't care if she lives or dies, she consistently makes the worst choices in the world, which makes her a very bad drug mule also. What? So it's a mixed bag.
I saw, like, someone online said it's Looney Tunes meets Breaking Bad. That's like, that's not, like, the worst comparison. With Rue, like, just being kind of like a total loon. But
yeah, there's always some cartoonishness.
Oh, I was gonna ask those. So again, we've only seen the episode once, so
I've seen it twice now.
Oh yeah, you've seen it. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't have time today. What's the deal when she's on the farm with the family? Is that just like she did a job and then needed somewhere to stay and, like, asked to stay with them?
Well, she had to leave she loses her car in the border crossing. So then she's forced to walk through the desert, and that's just the first place where she finds to sleep, and then the kid, like, finds her there in the morning.
Okay, just wanted to make sure I, like, understood.
And offers her the milk from Dahlia. Shout out Dahlia the cow.
Dahlia? Oh, the cow?
Dahlia's the cow.
So many animals.
Shout out Dahlia.
So many animals this season. Alex and I were cracking up.
A lot of animals this season. At first I started wondering if there was, greater symbolism about the animals and what they represented, because some of the first ones are birds and snakes, which are very obvious. Symbols, birds probably being freedom, like, right off the bat, you get the hawk that's free on the border, and then shortly after, you get all the caged birds at Lori's, which is very symbolic of Rue's, shackle to Lori.
You would pick that up, I don't.
And then snakes are, like, the classic, like, temptation, like.
Sure.
But then I was like, that could all be bullshit, because right after that, we get rats, dogs, pigs,
Poodles.
Chickens, poodle, there's a lot of fucking animals.
Cassie the puppy.
Yeah.
A lot of animals.
That dog, yeah.
That dog.
That mutt. So there's a lot of animals, so maybe that's all bullshit. But I was surprised how many animals were in this episode.
Love it.
Birdphoria, baby.
That's what Alex is coining this
I really
season.
wanted to identify all of the birds that Lori has, but it's hard. If anybody is if anyone's an ornithologist,
what?
An ornithologist.
What the hell is that?
It's a bird scientist.
Well, I could have guessed that.
Someone that specializes in birds. If anyone knows what every species of bird that Lori has is, get at us. I think one.
Should be called a birdologist.
I think there's a.
Why is it an ornithologist?
Ornithologist.
Ornithologist.
I think there's a hornbill in there. There's a cockatoo. There's something that's maybe like a lorikeet, but I didn't really know the rest. And even those, I'm like,
yeah, and you're good with birds. But Rue's the stunt with the car was crazy. That was pretty cool. That was funny. A little unnecessary though. I was like, what are we doing? What is this? Like, is this a norm for her? And she just sucks at it. She just leaves the car. I'm like, Okay, actually, I already take.
I mean,
my
it's
thought
not her
back.
fault. It's just a hacky it's a hacky solution, and it doesn't on that particular model of car. It just doesn't work. It doesn't have the clearance to get over the fence with
Well,
the
that's
bridge they
Lori's fault
built.
then. She should.
It was a bad setup. Yeah, you know.
So.
Not really Rue's fault.
So then it reconfirms Rue's a decent drug mule. It was Lori's fault.
I was wondering though, who set up the ramps on the other side of the fence? Because they show the guy right away on his motorcycle, on his like dirt
Josh
bike.
did, the prop master.
I guess the guy on the dirt
Or
bike
my
wasn't the
Josh.
one that set up the ramp in the first place anyways, because he couldn't carry out those on a dirt bike. So I guess they must have had somebody come on each side in a truck and set it up.
But that was pretty funny. It was a great way to like open the, to get a view into
I'll
Rue's
suspend
new life.
I'll suspend my disbelief for that. It's a funny scene.
Yeah, it is funny.
The Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Yeah,
I think
the music, and she's like,
I don't know about you, but I rode in a lot of those cars in the 90s.
No, not me.
Oh yeah, that was a
Really?
classic. Yeah.
No, not me, not at all. I need to look at my notes.
Multiple people from my elementary school had that car.
I put, I mean, that whole scene's fun, and then, again, just, like, the progression of kind of getting a view into where Rue's at right now is fucking crazy. Like, her gagging down those, I put, okay, in my notes you're gonna laugh, I put those onions, because it looks like onions to me. I was
The
like,
drug balls.
Rue's gagging on those onions, but they're really just the drug balls.
Condoms full of
I had to
fat.
pause it and ask Alex what the hell was going on, because I'm Miss Naive, like, was raised Mormon, like, this is not my territory. I mean, I've watched a lot of shows about drugs, but that was not something that I just, like, understood.
Yeah.
I was like, what's happening? That's fucking crazy.
It's gnarly.
That's, so people really do this? Like...
Yeah, oh, totally.
And you were saying you could, like, die. Like,
They say that in the show. They show that girl die.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Because if one of them bursts, you overdose, like...
Immediately? Like, your body's just
quickly, very quickly.
Yikes.
Your stomach absorbing, like, a kilogram of fentanyl or whatever, like, you're gonna die, like, instantly, pretty much.
God, and
very
her
quickly.
fair, just down, like, they don't
That's
even...
why they drop it in the water first, to make sure it's not leaking, which is not sufficient to guarantee it won't burst in your stomach, but...
Well, then my other note was farting Faye.
Farting Faye, Jesus.
Like, I will be honest, I was kind of like, okay, do you think that really happens, A? And B, like, do we need to hear Faye farting? Like, I'm not really big on, like, farting on shows. I'm like, I don't care about, like, bathroom humor. Like, I don't think it's funny.
Well, there's plenty of that in this season. I was laughing because within, I think, like, about 30 seconds, you get a dog pissing on a car, and then right after that, there's a dog licking diarrhea off Faye's leg, and I was like, wow, they're really going there. Well, it's crazy. 30 seconds of show, you get both
Watching
of those.
the beautiful
you get
scenes of
dogs,
Euphoria.
2 dogs doing disgusting things. I was like, wow, they went there. It was interesting that they revealed Faye's last name as Faye Valentine, which is a reference to Cowboy Bebop.
Which I did not know that.
Which is not... She's one of the
I should know, but
one of the main characters of Cowboy Bebop is Faye Valentine, and that's like probably the most famous anime ever. You know, it's up there.
I mean, I know what it is.
Which isn't surprising, because I think there've been plenty of other deeper cut anime references, but it seemed like probably an easy win for them to be like, yeah, our last name's Valentine.
Well, and her character general kind of gives anime, like, chick, in my opinion. Like, she wears fun. Like,
at least the style, I guess.
Yeah, like her style and, like, her personality a little bit. But that's funny. But yeah, Farting Faye. That's her new name for this season.
Yeah, we got Juling Janice
I'm
and
sorry.
now Farting Faye.
Farting Faye, like, I'm not going to forget it. She's just ripping it, and they're like, no.
Do we think Juling Janice, a.k.a. BB, is going to make an appearance in this season? I want to know the fucking betting odds on that.
I hope, and I'm loving that on Twitter. I noticed a lot of people were, like, praying that she comes back, and so we're not, like, the only ones.
I hope so much.
I know. I feel like she'll bring such a good energy.
Bring her back, baby. I hope she's at the wedding, at least.
She could be a good drug mule. I could see it. She'd be swallowing those onions like nothing.
Nah, she'd get in a
She'd
fight
be farting,
right away.
drooling.
All right.
She wouldn't care at all. She could help Cassie with her pup play. Like, I could definitely see her being a good hype woman on the other side of the camera. Couldn't you?
Yeah, maybe once Maddie starts, like, managing Cassie, she'll bring her in.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'll actually predict that. Because I did tell you, I heard a rumor that she wasn't it, but I'm not sure. But, okay, let me look at my notes again.
I sure hope so.
We both took notes.
I guess I'll take this time to shout out that they consistently, I find it really interesting that Rue is like basically a crackhead, but she always has at least quasi-interesting fashion. Mm-hmm. It's always like most of her outfit is just like trash, but then she has like a really cool shirt or jacket or something, and they've definitely carried that on. She has a really good Hawaiian shirt and that really cool patchwork jacket. Yeah. But she's also still rocking the Converse, the same black Converse from all the other seasons.
Yeah, she's fun.
So I think it's interesting that they keep her like as someone that for whatever reason always has at least some degree of taste, swag. Even though she's usually dying and like overdosing
I
or something.
I asked you this mid-episode. Do we think she's sober? Like, I can't tell.
No, I don't think so.
Not sober, sorry, not sober. Because she does drink and like smoke, but like, meaning in this episode,
I don't think so.
She does both drink and smoke.
Yeah.
But do you think she's doing like hard drugs?
I'm guessing no because of the... Well, I don't know. She's meeting with Ollie. She also says she's mostly been doing... She says she's mostly been doing bad things since high school, which is what made me think she was.
But the bad things are being a drug mule.
Other than
I think that's her job.
Smoking weed, she is pretty much sober the whole episode, and she is still meeting with Ollie, so it doesn't seem like she's really off the rails, I guess. So maybe she is still, like, hard drugs sober.
I think so. I mean, when she was with Ollie, she definitely seemed fine.
She seems sober the whole episode, which would make sense if you were having to, like, cross the border and stuff. Not that she's really smart enough to do that, but maybe she is smart enough to do that now. I don't know.
Huh. Well, also, you know what? I just remembered, because we just rewatched season 2. She does say at the end of season 2, remember, like, the very last
scene
she ends season 2. She's like, I'm sober.
Sober, yeah, clean.
So, okay. Or clean. That's a better word, because that's more, like, drug-related. I'm clean.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna guess yes. I don't think she's on the hard stuff right now. So. It doesn't seem like
I don't mind Drew, like...
If you gotta be a drug mule...
I said Drew.
Drew.
I don't mind... I meant to say I don't mind if Rue... And it came out Drew.
Our girl Drew.
I don't...
Drew
I don't
Bennett.
mind if Rue is smoking weed. I think she's like... I know that's probably bad, though. I should not wish that upon her. She's an addict.
She's California sober.
Yeah. She just seems fun when she's smoking weed. But,
yeah, sure.
Well, okay, so what else? What other notes do you have
let's
for me?
Let's see.
There's some crazy shit that happens. I also, so speaking of Coleman and their little talk, I definitely know you have takes on this, because I wrote down, obviously, best quote for me of the night was, "War ain't time for butt sex."
Yeah.
Did you have that note or no?
Oh yeah, it was great. He's like, I don't know nothing about butt sex, but I know war ain't time for butt sex or something.
I did think it was interesting that they were, like, discussing the Bible. I also, I took a note of, I do think it makes sense that Rue is, like, intrigued by religion. And here's why. I mean,
totally.
I've told Alex this, though, a lot. Like, you can do your own research, but obviously, like, again, I've talked about this on the podcast. I was raised Mormon. And it is very normal for a lot of people to see a family raised in a religion and think of it as this, like, perfect, enticing, warm, it's like a fuzzy blanket. Like, you want to be a part of it because you're like, wow, like, what am I missing? Because they seem great. Obviously, like, we know it's all bullshit because you know how I was raised, and a lot of that is just, like, for show. It's not always the reality, if you will, but I totally understand why she's, like, intrigued. And I do think that will play a bigger part. I think it's not as, like, comical as people might think it is. I think they are gonna... My prediction is, like, down the line, they are gonna, like, delve into that a little more.
Yeah. During all of that, I was like, oh... With the religious stuff, I was like, Rue is a prime candidate to be, like, a cult victim. Like... For sure. A prime candidate for religious recruitment.
Don't have it be Mormonism.
No, I don't think that's going to happen. But was that family, like, kind of like a Mormon-y stand-in? I mean, they weren't really, like...
I think the point was, like...
They were kind of Amish... They were kind of Amish, like, Mormon-esque. Like, they definitely all had the long sleeves and stuff. They were kind of Amish Mormon-esque.
It wasn't giving, like, modern-day Mormon... It wasn't, like, Secret Wives of Mormon Wives vibes. It was giving, like...
Secret Wives of Mormon Wives.
Secret
I guess
lives
that is
of
very
Mormon
polygamous.
wives.
The Mormon wives do have secret wives if they're practicing modern Mormon
Secret
polygamy.
wives of
Now the
Mormon
wives
wives.
get secret wives too.
Jesus.
Equality, baby.
That title's too hard for me to figure out. You know what I mean, though? They're not giving, like, modern-day Mormons,
Yeah,
for sure. I think
right.
it was more just, like, Amish.
Yeah, I mean,
farm
like,
people.
I guess Sam's saying, too, that, like, the 12-step program was a big inspiration for this season. It's got to play a role because that's a big, I think it's a big sticking point for a lot of people with AA. You know, it is explicitly religious, and it's like, you know, Judeo-Christian religious. Like, it's monotheistic, and there's a God, and he's good, and, like, there's this greater power, and you have to, like, give yourself over to it and have faith. That's all, like, very, like, implicitly part of AA. And I have heard that that's a big problem for a lot of people that get into it, because if you're not religious, you have to, like, be saying and accepting these things, and you're kind of forced to either, like, become religious or, like, proceed with the program, but know that you're kind of bullshitting, like, some of it, which isn't great if you're trying to, like, be about this kind of, like, you know, be really invested in it. It's not amazing if you have to, like, bullshit it.
Is there any other, like, AA program where that's not the case, or is it all
There's alternative programs, but classic, like, Alcoholics Anonymous does have, like, religious, like, foundation. And that's what they're all talking about. It's like they're on, like, step 3, and he's like, you have to accept that, like...
Yeah, no, I know.
You know, there is, like, a higher power, and God is good, and, like, you know, you have faith and stuff. And I think there's other steps where that comes into play as well. But it's, you know, definitely part of it, and I think that does turn off a lot of people.
It would turn me off
there
right
are,
away.
you know, alternative programs, but reasonably so. I think Rue is, like, challenging it, and I fuck with Rue's viewpoint on this. Like, I don't really... Unless you're just, like, I'm spiritual, I don't really fuck with people that are, like, I'm religious, but, like, I just kind of, like, pick and choose my religious beliefs. Maybe I don't fuck with them is the wrong word. I don't really agree with that approach to religion. I feel like if you're going to accept that religion is real and believe it, then why are you... Then you gotta fucking believe it. Like, you don't really get to just pick and choose the parts you like. Isn't that kind of what
Coleman said, though?
Unless he's kind of like... So he's being very Protestant about it. He's like, you know, you just have to have faith, and, like, this was a long time ago, and, like, there's all this in that context, and it's like, well, not really. Like, it kind of says what it says, and then,
I'm like Lexi, where I'm like, if you're a Christian, I can't be friends with the Christian. You're
that's a whole other
judgmental
thing. There's a very long discussion to be had about this, but I kind of vibe more with people that are very, like, strictly religious, that are like, I believe this is, like, what I'm supposed to do, and I follow it to the T, as opposed to people that kind of pick and choose what parts of it they like. So I'm kind of on Rue's side of that. I think it's valid to question the nature of this, you know. Yeah. And I don't think you can just write everything off as being, like, historical context. Oh, in this context, it meant this and that. It's like, well, now it's leading to a lot of people, like, believing that and doing horrible things in the name of this religion.
Sure.
So if you just kind of, like, give it that pass, I don't think you're really being very rigorous about how you move through the world.
No. I also think sometimes it's easy to, again, like, desire religion, though, almost as, like, a cop-out. Like, I think I've told you this before. Sometimes, it's very rare, but, like, I always joke with Alex, like, if I'm, like, anxious on an airplane and I, like, feel like it's gonna go down, I'll, like, literally, like, I don't even realize I'm doing it. I'll, like, say a prayer, because I'm like, that's just what I was taught my entire life to do in crisis. But, like, I'm not religious whatsoever anymore. So I feel like it's kind of, like, a good comparison of, like, this is, like, the ditch effort. It's like, okay, like, I'm just grasping for straws here. Like, it's like me on the airplane. Yeah. I'm just grasping. And I'm like, God, I swear I'll believe in you if you, like, let me live on this
plane. And understandably so. That does work for a lot of people. There are a lot of people that get sober and stay off drugs through religion. And, you know, good for them. Like, you gotta do it when your life's on the line. You gotta do what you gotta do to stay alive. Like, so I don't really fault people for that. But that is a thing that is, you know, it's very real. And, like, it seems like that's the case for Ali very much. Like, he seems to have really bought into that, and it seems to have really worked for him. So
we'll see.
You know,
we'll see where Rue goes with it.
Yeah, that's interesting what you said about Lexi. I was
half kidding. Like, obviously, I have friends that are Christians. Like, that wasn't serious, but I thought that was funny and, like, snarky of her to say.
It is, but I did make a note about that because I think there was that line from her and a line from Cassie, and I think both those lines show that they both haven't...
Wait, which line from Cassie?
She says everyone. It's like the line when she's talking about the marriage, or she's talking about doing OnlyFans potentially, and like talking about how men like want like the message from her in the morning. And she says, I think like everyone wants to feel special,
to feel loved
or
or
everyone
special.
It says she said people just want to feel special.
Okay.
And I think that line from her and that line about the Christians from Lexi show that they're both kind of still living in like fantasy world, and they're both still like very naive. I don't think either of them have really moved on or are dealing with like real life, because they're both still saying things like that are very hypocritical given their situations. Like Lexi's literally judging Christians as she's saying, oh, Christians like judge people, and Cassie's saying like, oh, people just want to feel special about these like hypothetical men, as she's like putting on a wedding where she's demanding $50,000 flowers because she just wants to feel special. So both of them are like really lacking self-awareness, I think, and are kind of living in like their own fantasy worlds. Lexi's trying to make it in Hollywood and still seems very like sold on like the Hollywood dream and the glam of it. Like,
I also think like I didn't want to interrupt you, but I do think that also ties, since we just rewatched season 2, I think all too much we forget how much trauma they both went through, like losing their dad the way they did. So I think a lot of that, you've put it perfectly, is kind of living in that fantasy because they haven't fully maybe faced it. I think Lexi was starting to, but it's hard. Like when you lose a dad who you didn't have in your life, and they were always seeking validation, didn't quite get it. Like he was back and forth. It's wishy-washy. So I think they've had to like find their own path to navigate that. So I like that you bring this up, because I didn't really connect those dots, but you're right, they're both very much like kind of still like Lexi's still kind of living in play. She's still living in like the play, like she's still kind of
compare them to like Rue and Maddie, like not saying they're doing better materially, but they're both probably much more self-aware people. I think Rue is like, I'm a piece of shit, I've been doing bad things since high school ended. Like I think she's probably more incisively self-reflective. Like I think she has like a more accurate view of herself and like what's going on in her life than maybe like, I mean, Cassie's obviously completely fucking delusional. Yeah. And it seems like Lexi's very like sold on like Hollywood land, which is, as we all know, I mean, there's a lot of clues in this episode even, like that it's shady. I thought it was really interesting that when they show like her boss Sharon Stone's office, they make a point to have her, she has a picture on her desk with the Obamas and with Bill Gates. And I was like, that's a really good way to show that she's like dirty, like a pedophile and a war criminal. It's like, you know, but they're the type of like, you know, elite that are kind of beloved by like people that love like California, like Democrats, like, you know, people that like to think that they're like progressive or, you know, whatever, but really they're just as evil as everybody else. Like, so I thought that was an interesting way to show like that she's very shady right off the bat.
Interesting. I did not catch that.
I think those were very particular choices. Those are like, you know, prime examples of what like a Hollywood Democrat would consider to be like cool, good people, and really they're evil like fucks.
And Hollywood in itself, I feel like I just want to like grab Lexi out of that, because I'm like, I get it. Like I would understand. I mean, I am happy for her because I've been in her position where you get really excited about being in the world of film, and you paint this picture, right? Like she just came out of like putting on this great play. You get amped on the creativity behind it. You get excited, and then you learn really, really fast that that's not what it's like all the time. Like you're really lucky if you get to Hollywood and you land a project that's like awesome, like safe, like like everything lines up. Like that is such a rare case. I do think it's getting a little better, but like I don't know if this is going to be a good path for her. I don't see it, like, living out through the season. I think she'll have some moments where she'll... Like, okay, like, when what's his name? Dylan, the celeb, when they were, like, jokingly, like, she got respect from him that day, and he was like, thanks, Lisa. Yeah, and he, like, doesn't even get her name right. I'm like, yeah, been there. Like, it's just ready not for a lot more of that. It's not a great world for her. I would like to see her get out of that. But on a lighter note, I kind of, like... I took a note. I was like, I love Lexi's pad. She's got a cool apartment.
Yeah, she has a very cool apartment.
A pool. Like, I'm proud of her. Like, she's got a great... She has that really cool... I wanted to call it the Sweet Charity framed poster, just because like I like that they're still keeping her character very like.
Do you know what Sweet Charity is about? I don't.
Yeah,
I meant to look it up, but you said you know.
I don't need to. It's a long like.
Does it have any relevance to like?
It's
Euphoria?
very showy. It's very like it's a very well renowned like piece of work. It's very like old Hollywood fun. Okay. So I think it's giving like Lexi's like play.
Her dream of the Hollywood glamour.
Yeah. Yes. It's very much Hollywood glamour. So.
Yeah, that was funny too. How Sharon Stone's character kept talking about the election. I was like, oh, she's the like, and how important the show is for like the voters and the election and stuff. Up. She's like the perfect like, oh, so the Democrats can do the genocide instead, like type. You know, it's like so self-important, and we're like changing the world with like this stuff, and it's such
with a show called what was it, The Mighty?
Well, let's talk about it. The show is called L.A. Nights.
No. Oh, it is.
It is. Sorry, and we know a little something about that.
I'm getting it confused with the premiere was the I may or I might or something like that.
If I may, if I might or something. Yeah, that's the premiere that the actor goes to.
No, you're talking about
Lexi's working on LA Nights. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a funny story about this. So Alex and I were at a total like dive bar out in Brooklyn, and we won't reveal the source, but we like overheard.
We didn't overhear. Someone overheard us talking about Euphoria and came to talk to us. Someone that was on the crew.
And they told us that LA Nights was like the code for the Euphoria.
The code, like filming title. Like when they put up the signs and go film places and they get to use a fake name, they were using LA Nights. So which didn't mean anything to us at the time, but now seeing the episode, I'm like, oh, that's the fake show in the show.
Yeah, that's fun.
So that was kind of cool.
We already knew that for a while, but shout out to that person that we won't reveal. Thanks for letting us know on that little deed. But
hell yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of Lexi. Cool. Did you have anything else to talk about Lexi? I feel like that was kind of it. That's all we got from her, really. I just wrote like jokingly, I really liked her apartment. I was like, oh, I like that she's like thriving though. Like
great
maybe
spot.
not in Hollywood, but she's got the spot.
She had some cool art books, I noticed.
She's doing her
thing. She had a Tarkovsky book.
Glad she got away from like her family. Meanwhile, her sister, on the other hand.
Yeah.
Cassie, because they literally transitioned from Lexi and are like, Cassie's living like her suburb life. And I'm like, first of all, this ain't suburb. Putt play and like all this weirdness.
It is now.
The first thing I will say, because you know me, we're the same. We both always, I feel like, immediately are like looking at interior decor. Like we're looking at all like everything involved with the show because we love all the looks and that.
Yeah.
And I will say, we have not talked about this at all. I'm curious your take on their house, because I was like, this musky grandma decorated, like,
interesting.
I was like, okay, so the house itself, incredible, like the pool, but the decor, the carpet, it looks, I wonder if it's on purpose. It almost looks like it's like almost there, like it's like half finished, like I was really noticing the details. Like when they opened the door, you could see the door like dragging on the carpet, and it was like kind of like painted all janky. Like it just didn't look great. And then when she's talking about like, I want to chip in, she's like, nothing's done. Like the living room.
Yeah, she wants to redo it all.
Yeah, and I'm kind of like, well, yeah, like it is like weird. It's like, why are they decorating like they're 80-year-old women? I think it's amazing.
It looks like Liberace's house in the best way.
I knew you were going to have an opposing take.
But I was fucking shocked to see those two living there. I thought for sure they'd be living in some boring ass, all gray.
Remember Nate's room?
I thought they would be living in like a all gray and like white marble, like bland ass, like suburbs box.
Remember his room? We'd always joke it looked like a killer's room. It was like so.
I imagined like the most normie gray suburb house for them, so I was surprised that they were living somewhere so flamboyant.
But yeah, I mean it's interesting, but it's
definitely interesting.
I have a lot of things I wanted to talk about.
I like it, but I couldn't see either of them like.
No, I wrote
Cassie is way too outdated for her, and Nate has the most like stripped down bland taste. So
there's just I just can't picture either of them decorating it. I'm like, did it come like this? And then you just moved in? Cause,
I guess
like,
they must have.
Cassie
they must have just moved in.
That, or
I don't know. No, it's crazy.
It's really bad. But I was gonna say, I'm curious to see what you think. I feel like in season 2, Nate felt consistent in that Cassie was no different from Maddie, meaning I never got this like vibe that he treated her any differently. I was always like, damn, he's just as much of a dick, just as much of controlling, like kind of scary. In this, I feel like he's very docile and almost like playful and a little more chill. So I'm wondering, is that because you think like his dad, well, we haven't really heard much about like where Cal's at yet, but is that because he like confronted his dad and maybe it took a big like burden off of him and now he's just like, you know, like doing his thing? I don't know, but he feels so like nice to Cassie. Like I'm like,
I have no idea.
Maddie, she would say one thing and he was like,
he seems very different. And I was really surprised that he was, like, going along with everything that she keeps saying. Like, originally he's like, nah, but, like, the fact that she, like, threatened him and was like, maybe it's not the time for us to get married. And he, like, backed down because of that. I was like,
docile.
He would have, nice. Old high school Nate would have been like, well, then maybe it's not the right time to get married. Like, fuck you.
Out.
Like,
yeah.
So I was surprised to see that, too.
You know why I'm surprised,
Who knows what happened, but he does seem very different. I agree.
Well, I was going to say, could it be that he, like, actually, like, I know that's, like, a crazy, serious thing to say for Nate, but I'm like, does he really, like, love her? Because he was...
I don't think so.
Or...
But who knows? Time will tell. I was going to ask you this. Does it seem like he has a completely different accent or manner of speaking as Nate in this season? Like, when he was talking, I was like, this doesn't sound like Nate.
So it's weird you say that.
The accent seems a little off, or the cadence or something. Something seems off.
I did not pick up on that, but you're not alone. I know you're never on social media, but everyone was joking, like, Elvis never lost his voice. Like, they were joking that he sounded like Elvis.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe,
yeah, kind of.
Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, that's what he was in the interim. That was really good. I thought he was great in that.
But anyways,
yeah.
You were not the only one. Did you see that online at all before you?
No, but that makes sense. I thought that when I watched the episode the first time, and I thought it again when I watched the episode the second time. And he doesn't sound like Nate anymore.
To be fair, 4 years, weird. You're a man. Like, he was really young when it started. It could literally even just be like...
But it was kind of weird. Sure. I was like, is the accent different? I couldn't really tell what it was, but he sounds different.
I also feel like we should give it some more time. Like, maybe he is just... Maybe this is the point of his arc. Like, maybe he is, like, a carefree dude now. Doesn't give a fuck and is, like, not as cold.
I don't know if he's carefree, but yeah. Maybe he's, like, chilled out.
Carefree and that, like, yeah, he wasn't mad about when she was, like... talking about doing OnlyFans for flowers. I was like gripping the seat like he's gonna be pissed, and he was just
seems
like,
very different.
He was just like, okay, honey. She like took out her tits and he was like, all right, as long as your face isn't in it. And I'm like, what? Like, if that was Maddie, he would have like reached across the table and slapped her. Like,
well, he would have done that with Cassie too in season 2, but doesn't seem like that anymore.
Well, also Maddie stood her ground more, so I think that pissed him off more. Where Cassie's very like, I'll do whatever you say.
But now she's not. But she's not. She's like, no, I want to do this, and he's like, he's like bowing to her now.
Yeah, but I think she's okay. Well, that actually leads me to my next point. I'm actually surprised people are hating like her arc and are mad and are. I knew they were gonna blow it out of proportion. Meaning people are not excited about it. They're like, oh, she's being so degraded as a character. Like blah blah blah. I'll be honest. I think. This is kind of like, duh, Cassie's doing OnlyFans. Like, come on. We saw her in season 2. This is the only, like, step that makes sense to me in terms of, like, what's really going on in the modern world and what Cassie, the fictional character, would do. So this, I have no issue.
It seems pretty reasonable
Season 1, she was sending, like, nudes to Algie, or, what's his name in the show? McKay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just think it makes sense. I don't think it's that weird.
Well, season 2 also revealed her to be pretty much a bad person. Like, so what's shocking about any of this?
OnlyFans doesn't mean you're a bad person.
No, of course not. But I mean, like, she's just like, she's not doing OnlyFans out of some, like, sex-positive attitude. She's doing OnlyFans for attention.
Wedding florals.
It's for attention. Like, she's, like, you know, obsessed. She's completely, like...
egotistical,
self-obsessed.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, she's a giant narcissist. She needs like constant validation and attention.
Sure.
She needs this like spectacular wedding. Like, you know, if she was doing this because she was like, this is me, like this is a great way for me to make money, sure, but it's all about the spectacle of the wedding and her validation. Like, you know, it's just like,
I was laughing when she said, I want the flowers from my family and friends. I'm thinking, what friends, my girl? Like, season 2, no one was looking too friendly. Like, what friends are left?
Yeah, it does. It seems like a very logical next step for her. Like,
yeah, that's what I was going to mention, though, is I actually think she's making the most sense. I think of all the characters, I'm like, yep, I think she's right where she needs to be. I think it makes sense, and I think if anything, judging just this episode, I'm like, this could go so many different ways. But I think maybe I'm curious to see where it will go, but I don't think we're going to get some, like, redeeming, like, character arc from Sweeney.
She's a total villain.
Yeah,
I mean, she's like a piece of shit. She fucked over her best friend, and she completely, like, you know, she was acting like a lunatic towards her mom and Lexi and sold them out. She jumped into bed with, like, a known psychopath.
Yep.
Like,
yeah.
She doesn't give a fuck. She's
also,
like in full villain mode.
Well, also, she's not only in full villain mode, I also made a bullet point to say Karma is a bitch. I love that they show her scrolling and seeing Maddie's life because...
Yeah, with Donatella Versace.
I love it because I think all too often we don't see, like, that part of it where it's, like, the person that you think is, like, living their best life, like, it now has the guy. Like, you know, like, poor Maddie is probably sad.
Yeah.
But no, she's not. She's just at home, still jealous, still fixated, still checking in, like, what's my old friend doing? And it's like, dude, you did this. Like, you caused this mess, so you're not even allowed to be jealous. Like,
it's going to be really interesting to see what the reconciliation looks like. I hope it's not real, but maybe it will be. We'll see.
Yeah, Alex was, like, telling me he hoped it wouldn't be real. And I'm like, I don't want them to be friends.
We'll see. I hope Maddie's just using her and pulls the rug. We'll see.
Like, I feel like it would be doing a disservice to Maddie's character if they get back to being like homies.
Right. Her defining characteristic is that she's like an unforgiving, like badass.
Yeah.
So I hope that anything she's doing is in service of like a bigger scheme. But
like, meaning when she's loyal, but when someone fucks her over, it's like, you're dead to me. And I hope that they like kind of stick to that.
For sure.
But we'll
I
see.
agree. TBD.
So that's kind of any more on Cassie. I mean, all I was going to say is I just don't think that it's that bizarre, and I don't know why people are acting like it's so horrible that she's doing the pup play. I'm like, are we surprised? I'm not surprised at all. And I'm kind of here for it. She's cute as a dog, at least.
I don't know about that brown tail on the back.
Okay, yeah, the tail's not doing her any favors, but the nose is cute.
I did note that, like, of course Nate drives a Cybertruck.
Of course. I think a lot of people online were memeing that.
Yeah, that makes 100% sense.
For sure.
Here's a really good note I had about Cassie. When she's flipping through the book of her, like, wedding, the desired florals for the wedding, she has a page that says The Ask, and here's what it says. This was actually cracking me up.
The Ask?
The Ask. Like, this is like the book of, like, her dream book for the
like
wedding.
a PowerPoint.
Like, these are the florals she wants. And there's a page that says The Ask. Create a floral installation that is simultaneously stunning and nearly off-putting in its over-the-top opulence. A shrimp cocktail color palette and dynamic floral selection full of whimsy and movement will help narrate the scene. I thought that was really good because I love the line, it's nearly off-putting in its over-the-top opulence. Simultaneously stunning and nearly off-putting in its over-the-top opulence. That's a really good line, and that's kind of like...
It's kind of her.
That's also just kind of how, like... That's how I would want to be if I was showing up on, like, the red carpet or something. Like, I want to be, like, almost off-putting my opulence. Not actually, I'm just kidding. But
no, you're not
it's a funny line. Like, it's a good line.
It's also accurate of her.
It's pretty good.
I can't believe you, like, caught that.
Nearly off-putting is really good. Let's see. One other thing on their, like, couple that I thought was funny. Like, his whole, like, work scene, you know, when he's on the site of the development.
Sure, I was going to ask you about that. I've been seeing online, and, you know, I try and not get too in the weeds, but people were saying he's, like, running a scam business. Is that something maybe we learn out later?
Nothing I've seen yet indicates he's running a scam. It seems like he's trying to build a housing development.
Fast and not, like, People were saying that he's doing the classic, again, I'm not in real estate, but it does sound like he's like cutting corners. Like when he's in the room with that other construction worker and the guy's like, "Are you sure, boss?" He's like, "Yeah." Like,
they haven't shown that yet, but I won't be surprised. So far, that was more just like the nature of the business, the construction work. Like, it's like a stereotype that construction workers like never do any work and are never actually working. And he has that
Really?
investor coming to check in, so he's like, "Hey, can you guys like just pretend to go work?"
to go look like
And I was
doing
laughing
stuff.
because if you watch the scene after when the investor gets there, when they're pretending to work, I didn't notice this the first time, but the second time, if you look, there's some guys in the background that just like halfway like pretend to like dig for a second with a shovel. They just kind of like stick it in the ground and like shuffle some dirt around, and then they kind of like stand there awkwardly and don't really do anything, and they're just kind of like fucking around with the shovel.
You know what it's giving?
And I was like, that's funny because like you on a first glance you do look at this scene and be like, oh, things are so busy, look at all the progress,
Sure.
there's trucks moving around everywhere and guys like digging and stuff. And then when you actually like look back at that scene, you're like, everyone
like
here
funny.
is just fucking around, they're just digging holes for no reason, like all over the place. There's like, this thing's digging here, that thing's digging there, some guys like pretending to dig over here, like it's a joke. It's all like a big,
Sure,
he's,
sure.
you know, putting on a show for the investor,
what
and
it's
it's kind of
giving?
funny.
It's giving Fifth Harmony's performance at the Grammys.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When she's hammering
Yeah,
the
ham
tractor.
on the tractor.
She's hammering the tractor.
Hammer on the tractor.
And then she like pours a water bottle
Yeah, pour
on
the water
tractor.
on the tractor. Yeah, totally.
That's what it's giving.
Yep, 100%.
When you were saying that, I was like, yeah.
So that was funny. I also thought it was pretty funny and savage that the retirement community he's developing is called what is it? Sun Settlers?
I don't know.
Sun Settlers.
Jesus.
That's kind of dark.
Yeah.
I thought that was a dark, like, kind of funny joke because it's for like boomer. It's like a boomer
Well, he
retirement
does talk about
community.
boomers.
Well,
To
yeah,
a
because
boomer.
it's
Isn't
a
that guy's time to a boomer?
it's a retirement community. Yeah, but that guy's just there for the money. He doesn't give a
Sure,
fuck.
but he was like, boomers die every day. I was like, that guy is a boomer. Why is he saying that to a boomer?
Well, because that guy's
Not very good
like
business,
the investor, and he's trying to sell him on like why this is a good idea. And that guy's like, you don't have to sell me. I'm already invested. I don't give a fuck about your
Yeah,
sales pitch. Like,
no.
I just want to make money.
Boring business. So with name, we're just going to get a lot of boring business is what I'm getting.
Yeah, let's see. Anything
No, I do think things will amp up. But yeah.
nothing else really from that like whole period. I think like
No, I think we've covered.
all the
Nate
rest
and
of my
Cassie
notes
for
are kind
now.
of about like the end, like about Rue with Alamo.
I think we've covered Nate and Cassie. I don't know if I've
agree.
like missed anything.
Nothing else there.
But I do feel like it's gonna get pretty buck wild. I think this is
I'm
like
sure.
this is just the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
as Maddie would say. So what is next after that? Oh, Matt. Speaking of Maddie, Maddie's not in a ton, but we do get a little glimpse into like her life, and I think so far hers is the most like realistic and makes sense for her. Like she's kind of just doing the classic desk job. She's managing influencers, which is like very Maddie. Like
Getting paid nothing.
getting paid, literally her paycheck was like $855. She's living in like a shitty LA apartment, but that is the most realistic of like LA. And I know a lot of people might not know that listening in that haven't lived in California, but Alex and I have both, like, we're out of college, tried to make LA happen. If you're not a Nepo baby or have anyone backing you, or especially if you want to work in film or like influencer management, good luck. Like, you're going to be living just like Maddie, living paycheck to paycheck, and not even a full paycheck, like an $800 paycheck where half of that goes to parking, your food, your gas.
Yeah.
I just meant like it's showing like the real
downside isn't just the low paycheck, it's that you get degraded for that low paycheck.
Yeah.
It's not just that it's horrible pay and low, poor conditions.
Her job doesn't seem that
You have
bad.
to get fucking humiliated and degraded to get that like fucking, nothing. That's the real rub.
I loved to the stupid Dylan celebrity how she was like, just fucking shut up when he was like, do I have to watch the movie? I'm like, God, at least they're like depicting influencers perfectly. Like complaining about having to like sit through a movie. I'm like, what I would fucking give to watch
get paid
a movie
to watch a movie
and get paid.
I'd be a millionaire. Yeah, Lexi really scored though. She's got the good apartment.
Yeah.
Maddie does not. Yeah, less so.
And well, it's just more like taste though. I think they both are living in like cheap apartments, but Maddie's a little more like.
You think Lexi's apartment is cheap?
Oh, you think her mom's helping her out?
No, I think she probably just makes enough money at her like
probably just doing a
studio
little
job,
better.
but
Yeah.
I can't imagine that's cheap. Like that should be cheap, and it would have been cheap, 20 years ago.
But with
anymore,
a pool and stuff, no.
a pool with a
LA.
fireplace and a kitchen,
Things
like
are
you gotta be
close.
kidding me. Of course.
But yeah, so Maddie
That's the
though.
dream spot now.
Maddie though, overall, I will say, I think they've done a good job. Like, I get it. This is exactly where I thought she'd be. I am excited to see what she does with Cassie for sure. I hope she's seizing it as a money opportunity because if I'm Maddie, I'm thinking, yeah, I'll definitely do this little pup play. Get me out of this apartment and then say, sayonara, bitch.
I just
Like,
hope it's a revenge scheme, but we'll see.
That is revenge. I'm saying, like, I hope she...
Mm-hmm.
I kind of hope she does because that would be me. I'd be like, maybe I will hit up old bestie.
Listen to
Careful
that.
with that
Ooh,
mic.
doesn't that sound nice?
Alex.
That fresh cooks.
God, we're going to lose our equipment over here.
No.
Okay, so we've kind of covered all the characters other than we get back to Rue.
Yeah, I think we just kind of got to talk about
I
the
did wanna
Rue
bring up-
scenario at the end.
I did want to bring up that I love that Rue and Lexi are kind of like still hanging. Like, I think season 2, rewatching with Alex, I was thinking the second time, or for me it was probably like the 6th time around watching, for Alex like the second. But for me, I think I got out of that time Rue and Lexi's like friendship specifically like really touched me. Like I felt like it was just so like sweet and sincere.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the end of season 2 when you really see them like get real and kind of like talk about their past and how they're the same but different. And I just thought it was like really touching, like on a serious note. Like I really liked it. So I like even though it's like funny and casual now that they're still like keeping in touch. I think that's really like sweet. And even though Lexi probably is like, I know Rue's up to no good, she's probably just like, I'm too busy. Like, I don't care. Like, she's an adult now. Like,
I mean, she gives her like her lecture, but I guess
it is a funny lecture too. She's like, you need to get your life together. Like, Uber's gonna die. Like,
It
AI
is
is gonna
interesting
take
though
over.
because I do feel like it highlights the kind of like what I was saying earlier. Lexi maybe hasn't come as far as maybe she thinks she does. Maybe she hasn't come as far as she thinks she has.
Really?
I think in that whole
She's
scene.
so smart though. Like, she is right. She's like, can't be an Uber driver, my girl. Like, come on.
For sure, but she's like a little naive in that she thinks Rue's really like supporting her self-driving for Uber. Like,
Yeah.
it's sweet. I think it's sweet that they're homies again and tight, but I'm also like,
Come on.
come on, Lexi. Like, and also,
Do
like,
you really think she's visiting Gia in Arizona? Like, come on.
yeah, like I feel like she's
Or do you
just
think
kind
she's
of
just playing along, being like that friend? Like, I do that sometimes where you're like, it's just not my business. Like, how old are we now? Like, maybe in high school you would have been a little more like on someone that's your friend, but at what point do you just kind of go, okay, like, they'll come to me when they need to, but like, maybe she's just kind of playing the game. Like, how's Gia? But really is like...
That's possible. I have to go to the bathroom. All right, we're back. We're so back.
You're back.
I'm back. I'm back, but we are so back.
I mean, when you're drinking this much cooks, it's bound to happen.
Certainly.
But okay, so we were saying we were talking about Rue and Lexi's friendship, and then the only other thing I wanted to say before we like move on is Vesco is brought up.
Yep. Why do you think Lexi's not talking to him? Sad.
I think we'll find out. I mean,
Just too hurt?
I was gonna say, to be fair, we don't know yet how much she knows, like, about the situation. I would assume most, but like,
What do you mean?
about him not making it to the play. Like, does she
Well,
even
she's
know he
gonna-
was on the way?
Yeah, I mean,
You
she's
think?
gonna, because like something like an arrest is
Faye,
gonna
or like
be,
how will she know?
because something like him getting arrested is gonna be public record. So if she finds out he got arrested and sees that it overlapped with
Okay.
the time and date of the play, it's like pretty obvious
Yeah.
what was going on and why he missed the play. Especially, I mean, he was arrested in his suit for the play. Like, I think it's like
Sure.
she
But-
knows.
But do you think she knows the extent of like how much he cared though? Like when he was like getting ready and like, like season 2, it's so heartbreaking. Like he's putting so much effort in.
Yeah.
So what I was saying is I wonder to what extent does she know like everything? That's what I mean. Like it's okay to be a little bitter if someone misses your play. I mean, they really were connecting.
I don't think she's bitter
Not about missing the
now
play.
about the play.
No. Yeah, but maybe it just like hurt her feelings. Like they were getting really close.
No, I don't think so. She's a way cooler person, like, than to be like,
Okay.
than to think that the timing is too crazy. He obviously
here's
missed
my
the
other
play
guess.
because his house got raided by a SWAT team. Like,
Not to be mean. Here's my other guess. I could see myself being like this. Hear me out. She's very practical. So maybe in the moment when it happened, it was really intense and maybe she felt some ways. But now things have moved on. Maybe not for Fezco, but like she's moving on. Like she's got the apartment, she's got this job. Sometimes reopening old things is kind of like...
so she's like, this guy's in prison for 30 years.
Yes.
I need to just like...
and she's rather avoid
move
it.
on.
Because if she talks to him, it's like, that's going to be hard. Because she does like him. And there was a connection and there was like
That
a
makes
friendship.
sense.
Even
Yeah.
if it, you know, isn't more, even just reopening that could be like hard. Especially,
sure.
and distracting. Like, I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean, that's just a practical...
Yeah, okay.
That's
that
a
makes
very
sense.
Paige thing. Like, that's kind of without realizing it. Like, when Rue's like, I think it would mean a lot to him, you can tell for the first time she's like registering, like, really?
I agree.
Meaning, I don't
Okay.
think she's doing it with bad intent. I think she's just kind of like, I'm moving on. Like, life has to go on.
That makes
But
sense.
we'll see.
All right, cool.
So,
On to Rue,
other than
right?
that, I'm like, I
On
guess
to the
Rue
last
is our
section.
ending.
Rue,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I will say, like, the ending made it for me. I thought the ending was like, yeah, we're back, baby. Like, it was good.
Thought it was
It was
good.
intense, it was fun, and it was very Rue. And I like all the new additions to the cast.
Same. Yeah,
Who's
same.
the actor's name that plays Alamo? Do you know it by heart?
His name is Adewale, and
It's
I
okay.
really am not going to try to pronounce
okay,
his
it's
last
okay.
name.
I can figure it out later, but he's great.
He has a
I'm like,
long
okay,
last name.
loving him. He's
Yeah,
good.
Adewale from Congo fame. He was in Congo, that absolute banger, one of the
What's
most
that?
psychotic movies of all
The
time.
one with the monkeys smoking
The
a
one
cig
with
on
the
the
gorilla
private jet?
smoking a cigar and drinking a martini on the jet,
What's
and then
it called
there's
again?
lasers at the end. It's called Congo. You and I
Okay,
watched
you
that
need to
one.
give the listeners a little background.
Congo is one of the worst, most insane movies of all time, in a good way. Bad good, bad worst, good worst. I mean, I don't even know where to start. You just kind of really have to experience Congo for yourself. But there's a super intelligent gorilla that likes to drink martinis and smoke cigars, and there's a whole plot about a tribe of gorillas in the Congo, and there's lasers involved, and it's really like a completely bonkers
And he's
movie.
in that? Because I watched it with
Yeah,
you.
he's in that.
Remember?
That's actually the first movie listed on his resume. I'm pretty sure he's also in other things of greater greater regard. Like he was in Game of Thrones, and he was also in the Golden Compass show that HBO did.
Well, anyways, I feel like he is just killing it for me. Like I was like,
He's
great. He's gonna be good. Like
Yeah.
I got
he's
good
good.
vibes. I like his aura. I like.
He's been in a bunch of stuff that we've
Yeah,
seen.
he's just really good. I like it. I was
Uh-huh.
very convinced. I didn't think it was like over. I saw a lot of reviews that were like, it's a little like try hard, like over the top. I'm like, absolutely not. I feel like he's
Whatever.
the perfect like. He's exactly what I picture. Like if I'm Rue and I'm dropping off
he
drugs,
was great.
that's what I picture being the head
Okay.
honcho.
I got a fun fact for you about him. One of his other roles, he's the voice of Major Lazer on the Major Lazer cartoon,
Oh, that
which
makes
is
sense.
pretty fucking cool.
Okay, I can see it.
Pretty bad.
That's
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Also on giant like monster movies, the audiobook. I looked up the audiobook of the Bible that Rue reads because I could tell there were some like big names in
Reads?
it,
Oh, in the
or
car.
that she listens to.
Okay.
She puts on the audiobook of the Bible, and it's like a well-known version, and it has John Voight on it, you know, from
Yeah.
Anaconda. And it also has, it has a ton of people. Jim Caviezel's on it, and like Max von Sydow, and all these, big actors.
The fact that she's even
are on
listening
it.
to the Bible, I'm like, so boring.
But it's like a very well-known like audiobook version with all these big A-list
it.
like actors attached to it.
I mean, controversial take, but the Bible is just boring.
Shout out Anaconda, shout out Congo. Love big monster
All
movies,
right,
big
well,
dumb
anyways.
monster movies.
So, the other new addition, though, he's a football player, right?
So the bad guy, Alamo.
What is it, Marshawn Lynch?
Yeah, he has two members of his crew. He has Marshawn Lynch as some kind of like thug, enforcer type character. And then I really liked the other guy,
Sam.
Bishop. I thought he was really
He's so
interesting.
good.
And you know what's crazy? So he reminded me a lot of a character from The Wire that you probably remember. Do you remember, I think his name's Brother Mazone?
Yeah.
He's like the assassin from the Muslim Brotherhood.
Yeah.
And he reminded me a lot of that guy because he's like really meticulous and like serious and formal kind of and kind of like autistic almost. So then I looked up what the actor playing Bishop, the guy on Euphoria, had done, and he was in The Wire too.
Damn,
and I was like,
that makes
interesting.
sense.
So I feel like that character feels very inspired by
The Wire.
Brother Mazone from The Wire to me. Just like this kind of really oddball, like criminal character that's very smart and calculating and serious and cold.
I like it.
Yeah.
I see a lot of potential here. I like where the plot is going. I mean, of course, Rue immediately is a complete idiot. Is like, I gotta take a piss. And I will say, I feel like...
That's what I meant earlier when I'm like, Rue is also so
but she's
stupid.
also
like,
a great
what was
drug
she
mule.
thinking?
No, she's a good drug mule. She's really good, though, and hot. But...
And hot.
And hot.
Oh, yeah?
Well, no, I was thinking...
The strainer?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, that was gross. Oh, I forgot about that when she shits in that strainer.
There was also a lot of spaghetti in this episode.
That was pretty funny, the transition.
Because Cassie makes spaghetti for Nate, and then also, Faye makes spaghetti for the family, for the boy that she likes in the inbred family.
The inbred, yeah. I like how she's like, they're definitely probably inbred.
With a crackhead stabler.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look inbred.
And Faye's like having a little romantic like moment, and then the guy's a total ass, and you're like, okay, come on, farting Faye.
They're flirting.
You could do better.
They like each other.
I know, it's kind of cute.
But she's gonna rob him with Rue, probably.
Oh, for sure. But anyways, we got sidetracked, but that's okay. We always go down rabbit holes. I was thinking of, when Rue goes into the bathroom and like runs into that girl and is like, oh shit, sorry.
Yep.
I was kind of thinking, this is the first time we've seen her be just like kind of like flowy and chill about being into people since Jules. I feel like obviously season 2 was so long ago because we've done this like time jump, but I thought it was kind of refreshing to see her be a little more like interested.
Did you think she was into that girl?
Oh, for sure.
Interesting. I didn't get the vibe that she was into her particularly.
Not like seriously, but I think she was attracted. I mean, the first thing she says to Alamo when they're at the bar, she's like, damn, like these women, like.
Well, she was obviously stoked on the other ladies. She's like dancing around on the.
Yeah, but I think
with
it started with the girl in the bathroom. She was like helping her out. I was like, yeah, of course I'll help you. Like she was like being flirty.
Yeah, sure, okay.
Yeah, I thought it was cute.
Right, interesting.
I guess what I meant by that is I think it's cute to see her be a little more laid back about this stuff because I think her and Jules were so intense and it was so much, and I think it really like weighed on her in seasons 1 and 2. I think what was that look? I'm saying there's a separation.
I didn't mean for that to be scathing. I meant more like, I don't know.
There's a separation of high school versus like when you mature and are a little more adult and have more experience in your belt. I think seasons 1 and 2, it's perfect in showing that in high school you can think you're just in love with someone and you think this is the end all be all, this is your person. And then sometimes you kind of need to like take a beat, like take a second.
I'm still holding out for Rue and Jules.
I'm not talking about them in particular though. I'm saying in general in life. Sure. I do think it's healthy sometimes to take a step back and like make sure that you live your life a little before you just like hone in on one person that young, that quick, and that fast.
Yep.
Or else it'll just lead to like troubles down the line. So I'm saying I think it's refreshing to see her like kind of having some fun. I don't know. Maybe that's
right on down the line.
I think a lot of people are not feeling that way because everyone stands the rules of it all. But I'm kind of more like, I'm glad she's just kind of taking a breather. I think it was a little much with the addiction plus.
I think it's the least of her concerns, but I understand.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Sure. But is Jules really the best for her right now? I mean, we'll find out in episode 2, but it sounds like she's doing her own wacko thing. So I'm kind of like, aren't they kind of both being toxic in their own ways?
They need to save each other.
Oh my God. Or, yeah.
Yeah, anyways. Cool, yeah.
I just like that. I thought she was having fun. I like when you get a glimpse of her like dancing with all the girls and like she's like having fun. Like I haven't really seen that side of her, I guess is my point. We've only ever really seen her with Jules and it's been so serious. So it was fun seeing her in her like tank top, like dancing with the girls and like having fun. With the ladies. It's just cute.
Yeah, sure. I understand. Makes
We've
sense.
seen Jules do that. We've seen all the other girls do that, but we haven't gotten to see Rue like have some fun. So even though it was in a very bad circumstance, like she probably shouldn't be doing that on a drug mule trip.
Probably not.
I still kind of liked seeing it.
Sure.
And the pool in that house is so fucking cool. Alamo's house.
Excellent. Great
so
house.
Good.
Also good taste in music. He was playing Do Your Thing by Isaac Hayes. Best song in the episode, in my opinion. Yeah. Cool spot.
Great spot.
Really, really good spot.
Interesting.
Great architecture.
Well, and then there's the fentanyl. So I was going to ask you, like, why do you think it was with intent that they fucked the drugs? Because the girl overdoses with the drugs she brings. And I'm like, was that it with intent or was that just sloppy?
Nah, they're not trying to start a war in that way. I'm sure they just were stepping
sloppy?
on it. They just stepped on it. They cut it, you know. They're mixing in a little fent because it's cheaper and it's stronger. And,
so horrible.
You know, and Lori must have thought for some reason that she could pass this off to this guy without him noticing and get away with it. And he noticed, and it's probably not going to work out very well.
Yeah, I feel like Lori isn't as, like, badass as she's giving off.
This season definitely makes her look a lot weaker than she did in season 2.
Spending a little too much time with the birds,
when she shows up at the smoke shop that Rue works at, she's looking pretty rough. The operation that she's running looks decent, but it's definitely like we're getting the sense that she's like, you know, small fish in a big pond right now.
Well,
she's definitely not the big player that she thought. She would hypothetically had a lot more going than just him.
I know, but
she was supposed to be this like, you know, big deal, like, and
sure. But he was a part of the puzzle.
I think
they mentioned that.
They've brought in the world and shown that she's, you know, really not as, like, you know, hardcore and big as she thought. Also, I meant to say this. Did you catch how, for people like you and I that are really bad at math, I'm curious how many people caught the math that she gives Rue about how much Rue owes her is, like, totally fucked. Yeah, okay.
Oh, I know. I mean, I was thinking, Rue, come on.
140 million or something? I was like, no.
She was like 10% interest, and then she...
It's actually about $100,000, which is what she's actually asking her for. But she was obviously just fucking with her. But it's funny because I was like, that's probably a joke to people that are good at math. They probably picked up on that right away as like a joke. But I'm so fucking bad at math. I'm so bad at math. I didn't recognize like
bad at math, though.
I didn't recognize the humor like offhand. I had to like calculate it behind the scenes to be like, oh she's fucking with her. I see.
I'm mad at math, and even I knew. God.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, good for me. But, no, I mean, I just think that she's kind of whatever. Like, I think that we're going to find out she's a little more sloppy. Also, if you have Rue and Faye working for you, like, I'm sorry. You're not running business very tight. But also, Alamo's about
They're doing all right, though.
Alamo is kind of seeming interested in Rue, though, so maybe I'm wrong.
She's obviously trying to switch teams, so...
I think she's going to.
She's not going to be working for... Yes, of course. That's what she wants. Alamo's going to be interested. She's not going to be working for Lori much
before
longer.
I talk about the last scene, was there anything else in the house that was, like, fun or interesting to you?
Nope.
Okay. Because all I was going to say is the end scene, the apple scene, was, like, again, like, Zendaya really does, like, rise to the occasion. I was like, she's so good. Like, I don't see Zendaya. I only see Rue. Like, I don't even remember that that's her. She's so good. Like that, when she's like, like freaking out when the apple gets shot off her head, I was like, damn, this season's gonna be great. She's just such a good actress. Like, she's so captivating. It was so funny to, like, see that reaction from Rue, because you're like, damn, she really is just, like, out here being so carefree. Like, this would have scared anyone to shit. And she's like, oh, I survived. Like, this is great.
I mean, she's crying before it happens. She's scared. Even for Rue. Yes. I was actually interested that she was crying, because I was like...
Well, anyone would be crying.
Maybe...
You're about to get shot in the face.
Well, like... I don't know. Rue in past seasons has given so little of a fuck if she lives or dies at times that I could see Rue at certain points in the show that they've shown us, her just not caring. Like,
True.
maybe that's evidence more for that she's, like, not on the hard stuff right now, too. Like, she was probably, like, fairly sober-ish. I mean, she just smoked a joint, but, like, she wasn't on the hard stuff during that scene. I don't think she, like, necessarily, even though she's as into all this bad stuff, I don't know if she has the same, like, drive to die that she had in some of the other seasons where she was really, like, on the edge.
Well, she said it, like, in season 2. She told Lexi, like, thank you for your play. Like, without it, I was in a really dark place. Like, it wouldn't, you know, I was thinking about bad stuff. And it really kind of, like, showed me that, like, you can create something beautiful.
Yeah.
Even in, like, your darkest of times. So, yeah, I agree with you. Like, I didn't see it that way, so I'm glad you, like, said that. Meaning I didn't catch that she was crying because she, like, lived. And that is interesting.
She's crying before it happens because she's scared.
To die. That's what I mean, though. You're right.
She
like,
cares.
But I didn't catch that she was, like, caring about that. And that's an interesting take. I was more like, I just loved the acting in it. I was like, yeah, like, this is going to be so good. It was a great way to end, like, the first episode. And I was like, I'm all in. Like, I get it. We're back.
Yep.
Thought it was great.
Yeah, cool.
But...
All right, sweet. Well, maybe it's time for, Snake takes! Now we have a thing called snake takes. Goodbye, superlatives. Hello, snake takes. Snake takes is just a segment where I get to talk for a very short time about something from the episode that I really care about.
And I get to sit back and drink
because
and
I
listen.
love to deep dive on weird, bizarre, random shit. So this both minimizes the amount at which I do it and keeps it constrained to one short little time. So this week's snake take is that this is the entire first episode, and I suspect probably the whole season is kind of a love letter to a niche, it's not that niche. They're huge movies, but a small like subgenre of film that I would call like SoCal acid noir, like these kind of. So I'll give some examples, but these are like stories that all take place in Southern California and are generally like detective stories of some kind that feature a kind of like bumbling, stoned out main character, kind of navigating this bizarre labyrinth of like overlapping criminal interests that usually involve like real estate development, Hollywood, drugs, very common. I think the most well-known example and the one that I think episode 1 directly references a lot is The Long Goodbye, which is a great movie. Other super well-known examples are like The Big Lebowski, Inherent Vice, Under the Silver Lake.
Haven't seen.
That's a crime.
Under the Silver Lake I have, but not the other two.
For instance, Lexi's apartment looks just like the apartment complex from Under the Silver Lake. Very, very similar.
Right, yeah.
But I say The Long Goodbye as the biggest reference for a lot of reasons, but especially because I think a lot of this episode is trying to be 70s referential in a lot of ways. Cassie and Nate's house is this big 70s like Liberace pad. Cassie and her friend's sunglasses are very 70s. Lexi's bell bottoms. Nate's haircut is very 70s. Like, there's a lot of fashion, clothing, music, the architecture, not just of, like, Lexi's place, but the Alamo's house is very 70s.
Okay.
There's a lot of, I think there's a lot of 70s SoCal references, and obviously they're already laying the groundwork for the Hollywood storyline, the real estate development storyline. They even explicitly say, like, real estate development in Southern California is super hard, and that alone is a major plot point in Chinatown, which is one of the best, like, SoCal detective stories. It's a little less on the acid side of things, but that's a huge plot point of a lot of this type of stuff. This overlap of like Hollywood and all these bizarre like quasi-criminal, quasi-legitimate interests that operate in Southern California that all intersect with each other. You have like the weird hippie artists coming in through the Hollywood angle, meeting with the drug lords, meeting with the Hollywood producers, meeting with the real estate developers, that kind of scenario. So I think this episode is very blatantly calling out to that type of thing. To get like even more explicit, Alamo's office looks exactly like the office from The Big Boss in The Long Goodbye. And in The Long Goodbye, the main character, who's this kind of like bumbling stoner detective, like Rue, gets called into that office and they threaten to like chop his dick off. Arnold
Jesus.
Schwarzenegger's first role, and it's a very intense scene, and the office looks almost identical, and they threaten to shoot Rue.
Question.
That she almost dies. Yes.
Question. In that movie, do they have a bowl of bananas on his desk? Because that was one of my notes.
I was about to say this.
That was one of my notes.
Okay.
On Alamo's desk, he had a bowl of bananas.
I think, this is crazy, I think the bowl of bananas is a reference to the dick cutting scene from The Long Goodbye, because in that exact office in The Long Goodbye, everybody strips down to their underwear and they're going to cut this guy's dick off. And I think that because of how similar it is it's a similar setup. Okay. A crime lord calls a guy in and he's got his enforcers in the room.
Sam is
Marshawn Lynch is like the big muscle in the scene. Literally, Arnold Schwarzenegger's first movie role is to be like the big muscular guy in a scene just like that. The big scary guy in the back being like, we're gonna like fuck you up. And they threatened to cut his dick off. So I was kind of thinking the banana is a reference to cutting his dick off. Philip Marlowe's dick off in The Long Goodbye.
I had that in my notes as like, I love that there's this badass like drug dealer and he has a bowl of bananas on his desk. Like,
it might be a stretch, but I think it's a reference to that.
You say that sometimes, but I feel like you and Sam have similar brains when it comes to like the creative side.
It's possible. Also, like the movie premiere that you were talking about that the actor that Lexi likes goes to, he's wearing this like brown, yellow suit thing with the big gold sunglasses, all very like 70s toned. All the brown and yellow is super 70s.
Sure.
So there was just everything. A lot of that like going on. I wonder if I have any other examples. I think that's most of them.
No, you got a lot.
Those are all the examples I pulled, but like I think there's a lot of references
so Snake Take
to
is 70s SoCal.
Well, Snake Take it's a reference to SoCal acid noir, and I think the main examples of that span many years, but The Long Goodbye I think is the first one.
Okay.
That's Robert Altman's like, I think it's like, I think that's the first one of that genre. The Player is also like that, which has all the Hollywood overlap, which is kind of coming in. Also Sharon Stone playing like a very Casino-esque character, like the character she played. Well, I think Cassie is playing a character like Sharon Stone in Casino, the kind of conniving like woman to like a rich guy.
Okay.
But, yeah, a lot of Hollywood overlap.
Not that it matters, but did you not cheat, but did you cheat and see if there were any references that actually have been talked about?
No, I just made this all up.
Oh, okay.
This could all just be bullshit.
Well, that's kind of cool.
This is my take.
But if it comes out later, is my point, people might go, oh, well, he just looked it up.
I think there's at least, I would say I would be shocked if there wasn't an intentional reference to The Long Goodbye in this movie. And I'll also say, I think the interesting thing is that maybe we can extrapolate what will happen throughout the season by looking at these kind of movies. And what usually happens in these kind of movies is kind of like a tragic... It's kind of like a tragic personal victory. Usually, the guy doesn't win in the traditional sense.
When you say the guy, you mean the
main character? Usually, it's always a guy. But Rue, you're right. Rue is maybe the first woman in this role, perhaps. I don't know. Interesting. But typically, the person they're trying to save, usually it's a woman they want to save. Usually, they don't save the woman. Sometimes because they can't. Sometimes because they don't want to be saved. The system is too big and labyrinthine to understand or win against, so you're never going to have a true victory. But usually the main character gets some kind of symbolic victory, maybe a personal revenge, or they owed somebody that's dead a favor or something, and typically that's fulfilled.
Maybe she'll owe Lori all the money.
I suspect that if we led to that similar ending, Rue would have kind of a tragic end, but in a way that's a bit of a personal victory. Maybe she's...
Do you want to be as bold and
saving someone and staying sober or something? I don't know.
Do you want to be as bold and tell the Euphorians that you've literally told me you think Rue might die this season?
I just thought it was a good question. I think, what are the odds?
I don't, but I'm...
Give me the betting odds on does Rue die or not die in season 3. I lean towards she dies, but I don't know.
I don't think she's going to die.
I'd give it 60-40 she dies.
Interesting. I'd have to think about it more. I haven't,
I don't
my
know.
mind has not gone there.
I also don't bet. I just think it's crazy that betting markets have taken over, the world. So it's weird, but, I feel like... it's almost inevitable that everything now gets like framed as like the odds or the bet, which I don't really like. I should stop doing that. But I just want to make it clear I'm not like actually like betting, but I would be.
I meant you told
but
me,
I'm also
though,
curious
like, you
how
thought she
like
might die, and I was like, I didn't even think about
like
her
fuck the
dying.
Super Bowl. Poly Market should be like putting up the odds on like does Rue die in season 3, you know.
Sure. But I was just bringing that up because I thought that was a nuts take because I had not thought of Rue dying at all. But
so in conclusion, snake takes. There you go. The snake take of the snake take of episode 1. Season 3 is a SoCal acid noir.
So yeah, Alex will be doing his little deep dive because we both know that Paige, doesn't care about this stuff.
The only other point on the deep
a
dive,
good point.
we looked at the credits, and the Batman that Rue drives in the Uber is Eli Roth, played by Eli Roth.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is crazy. I knew he was in it, and what's funny is there's been so much press. This just goes to show, like, press can be kind of annoying. Unless he comes back in some shape or form, I'm like, who cares that he was in the show? He was in it for cameo, 2 seconds.
And you would never know it was him.
No, and it wasn't that great or that funny, or, like, he didn't say anything that I was like, oh, like, Eli
it's kind
Roth
of funny because he's talking about what a shithole, like, downtown LA is, and we were there recently, and it was a shithole, but yeah.
But no, Eli Roth as Batman was unhinged. And there's more cameos to come, and I'm sure we'll have a lot to say about it. But
yeah, that's it.
Well, that's a good snake take. I
there
like
you go.
it.
Snake take. Maybe giving a glimpse of what the season will look like. I don't know.
No, that's good. I agree. Well, is there anything else you haven't thought of? I wanted to do one more look at my notes, but I think we've covered, like, a lot. Quite a bit. I mean, I feel like it's only going to get crazier. Because it's Euphoria. It's going to get more and more unhinged. I think this was such a... When I say soft opening, I mean I loved it, but I think it's going to get crazy. Like, I think it's going to...
Of course.
amplify.
It's Euphoria. Of course it's going to get crazy.
I agree.
I'm excited for the season.
There's a lot of speculation that this is the last season, so I'm treating it as if this is our last season because I think that's a smart way to, like, go about it, but I also think it's unknown. Sam said, like, I'm always thinking about Euphoria. Yeah. So you're like, well, sure. But I am going to go into this season like it's our last.
Same.
I'm excited. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I also wanted to, before we, take off, and this feels so weird. I can't believe we just podcasted for, like...
How about that?
It feels weird.
We're so back, baby.
To it. I know. Cheers. It's fun.
Cheers.
I'm so excited to hear what everybody thinks. And on that note, I'll post it on our socials and on our website and pretty much anywhere where everyone follows. But we have this new segment that we want to do at the end of each show called Bitch, You Better Be Joking, which I forgot. We didn't even show our shirts. We're wearing our...
True.
We're wearing our Is This Fucking Play About Us? But all that to be said, Maddie's an icon. We love the Bitch, You Better Be Joking. And the segment, essentially, I'll have a link where you can leave a voicemail to us. And you can, provide a hot take. Maybe argue something that Alex and I talked about on the show that you think you agree with or you disagree with. Like, we are so here to hear it all. And is there anything else? Like, I want it to be very, like, open forum, but also, like, maybe something we didn't pick up on in the episode that you feel Alex and I would be interested in.
What did we miss? Share a strong opinion. What should we talk about that we haven't talked about?
Yeah, we just want to hear everything.
What were we wrong about?
Sometimes
I don't know.
We have so much fun, like, just us, like, dissecting everything, but we love to hear what you also think, because sometimes it feels like we're just the only two talking, because we are the only two talking. Yeah. So I'd love to hear a fresh voice, so that's why we thought it'd be fun to do, like, a voicemail. You can remain anonymous, it's no big deal. We just kind of want to hear everybody's takes and comment on them, because why not? It's fun.
Hit us up.
So I'll be sure to post that, but bitch, you better be joking. Hit us up. Other than that, anything else, Alex, that you want to...
Follow me on the Letterboxd. At Young Chicken. Y-U-N-G.
Okay, I'll put it in the bio.
Also, speaking of chickens, I thought this episode was so pro-bird. And then they killed that chicken.
Alright, this is where I drink. I'm like, Alex, I don't care about the birds of Euphoria. Okay, but you were really
It was
sad.
hard when they killed that chicken.
When they cracked the chicken's neck, Alex yelped out loud like a baby.
It's gonna be hard for me to keep watching after that, but I'll push on.
Okay, well, you better. We have a podcast to record.
I was deeply offended.
Everyone else is, like, offended by, like, the sex work. Like, Sydney Sweeney and Alex is offended by a chicken dying in the episode. That just goes to show where we're headed this season. And on that note, I'm pretty amped.
Yeah, same.
I'm amped.
Let's
well,
go.
Cheers.
That's
a
so
great
euphoric.
Episode. That's so euphoric. We're just right back where we started.
Hell yeah, baby.
All right, love you guys, and we'll see you next week.
See you next Tuesday.
So stupid.
Like today's episode? Great. We love that for you. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Leave us a podcast review on Apple, Spotify, or wherever the fuck you listen to us weekly. And be sure to follow us on Instagram at @so_euphoric for all the Euphoria updates you could ever possibly want in your life. Thanks for tuning in. Peace out, bitches.